Have you ever sent cold DMs and heard nothing? You're not alone. Most agency owners send generic messages, copy paste some guru script, and get zero response. But what if I told you there is a simple 3-part DM framework that helped me generate over 50k and can do the same for you? Today I'm going to share the exact script and how to use it to finally start getting real replies and scale your agency. Alright, so let's actually start with section 1. Why most cold DMs fail. The biggest mistake. What is the biggest mistake? So the biggest mistake is bundling your entire pitch into one giant block of a text. Instead, your DM should have 3 distinct pieces. So the hook, desire and pain, call to action. Each part serves a purpose. Each part sells something. You can't just mix all of these randomly. You can't put the hook at the end and call to action at the beginning. There are a lot of things that you need to be careful when writing your message. So the hook is to get someone interested enough to actually look at your message. The hook has to be something personalized, for example. Desire and pain, and I'll actually show you the hook and desire and pain call to action. Like there's examples that I'm going to show you in this video. So the hook is going to be something that is interested enough for them to open your message. The desire and pain is, their desire and pain. So the desire and pain is to make them aware of their issue, of their problem they're facing. They might be aware of their problem. They might not be aware of their problem. And the call to action after you hook them up, then here comes the call to action. Is for them to take action and actually, book a call with you or buy your service or whatever you want to do. So section 2, your target KPI. Your goal with a cold DM campaign is a 5% positive response rate. That means for every 100 people you DM, at least 5 respond with interest. Track this daily. If it's lower than 5%, one of the 3 parts is broken. So it's either the hook, it's either the desire and pain, maybe it's not personalized enough, or the call to action. Section 3 is building the hook. The hook is everything. It's the only part the prospect sees in their message preview. So your hook has to be very strong, has to be very interesting for them to open your message. So let's say you have the perfect message in the entire world, like it's just perfection, and your hook is not good enough. So he's not gonna even read your message. He's not gonna even notice the rest of your message. You read the hook is lame. Then he's like, oh, it's another random guy who's trying to sell me something. So he's not going to be interested enough to buy anything. So your hook has to be on point. So you need to stop the scroll. Here are 3 types of hooks. One is going to be personalized compliment. For example, it can be, hey John, love how you broke down scaling your gym clients, impressive results. Or another type of hook is going to be curiosity. Quick question about your last post, or saw something interesting on your page. It has to be personalized. You have to actually tell them what their post was actually about, or saw something. What is the something that you saw? The third one is going to be funny pattern interrupt. For example, you can use something like, you probably get pitched 1,000 times, but I made something that actually helps. And I've tried that before, to be honest, and it got me results when I first started. So you can use one of these 3 depending on your client. But if it's like these old people, soulless brokers, they love to keep everything professional. So if you for example send them something like that, they will probably just ignore you. So you have to know who you're messaging. So don't lie, don't bait, make it relevant. So a lot of people do these bait and switch messages, and honestly you shouldn't do it because when you're, for example, messaging a gym coach, asking them, how can I grow my muscles? He's thinking that you're a client. Then for all of a sudden, you're trying to sell him something. So he's like, bro, what? I thought you were a client. Then he's like, he feels like he's scammed, or he feels like he got played. Always be direct, make it relevant, don't bait and switch, and don't lie. Section 4 is desire and pain. This is where most people mess up. They either sound generic or they pitch too fast. You need to speak directly to what the prospect hates or what they deeply want. For example, I noticed you're relying on organic for leads. I know how painful it is waiting on the algorithm to bless a post. So basically you're showing them you understand. You're twisting the knife. Like you took all their pains and the desires, and you just stabbed him in his stomach, and you're just twisting the knife for more pain to him. So it's like, bro, he knows what I'm facing. He knows how to solve this. He literally told me everything that I'm facing, like the pain, it's there. He did his research. So you're showing them you understand, you're twisting the knife. That's what it gets them to read the call to action. So section 5, call to action. All right, your CTA should not be your offer. You're not pitching a call, you're offering a value. Something like, I made a short video showing how I get 3 to 5 daily sales call with a simple IG ad system. Cool if I send it over? So when you actually come with this approach instead of pitching them immediately, then you come off as, you know, like more legit. You come off as more professional. And you know, when you do something good for another person, he has this feeling that he should do something good in return. So when you send him actually a good lead magnet that is gonna, you know, benefit him, so he's gonna be obligated. Like he has this feeling that I have to do something in return, like something good in return. I have to do something good back. So it's soft, it's easy to say yes to, and it leads them directly into your funnel. Always end with a question, which is cool if I send it over, or any other question that you want to use. So that's going to be the call to action. See these three parts. When you focus on them, like, you know, when you really put your focus on them and do them the right way, then your message is literally impossible to not get respond to. So after you mix these three, here's how it comes together. So the hook is going to be, hey John, love the content, you're clearly crushing it. The pain looks like you're relying heavily on content to get clients. I know how painful it is waiting on a post to go viral. So you're basically holding the knife and twisting it. You're literally telling him his pain point. And the call to action is going to be, I made a 2-minute video showing how we get consistent leads without relying on reels. Cool if I send that over? So simple, effective, proven. Section 7, testing your script. Test one variable at a time. If your response rate is low, change either the hook, pain and desire, or call to action. Never change all three at once. Send 200 DMs minimum before judging results. Don't just send like 50 DMs and be like, oh, I didn't get any responses, so I'm just gonna change the script. So if you didn't send 200 DMs minimum, do not change your script. And if you wanna change anything, don't change the 3 at one time. Change one. You have to analyze how it's going. Like for example, you were not getting any results, then you change the hook. You saw the hook was better. My message is getting opened. So let's see the pain and desire. Now you're gonna do more research on the pain and desire, and you're like, okay, I'm getting some responses, but nobody is, you know, booking calls, nobody's taking action. So you're gonna change the call to action to something that is going to work. That's how you write the perfect message that is going to get you clients. Do not change anything before you send 200 DMs per script. So section 8, hidden killers. If you're still not getting results, your profile is unoptimized, no proof, no content, no clarity, you're in the hidden request folder, you're not sending enough volume. So you need at least 500 to 1,000 DMs per day to scale. And before you even send 500 to 1,000 DMs per day to scale, you have to warm your accounts up. And I've actually made a video on that. You can go and watch that. Okay. And it was very detailed. It explains everything you need to know on how you can warm up your accounts, what you should do. And as I said, your profile is unoptimized, no proof, no content, no clarity. Maybe you sent a lot of DMs from a new account, so it's either gonna be in the hidden request like the spam folder, or your account is going to be banned. So make sure you watch that video. And if you want me to help you build the system inside your agency and scale past 50K a month with a cold DM machine, DM me on Instagram. This is how I did it. You can do it too. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.